this day of conference, again with Piero Gattoni, the president of the Italian Biogas Consortium, CIB, who will draw the conclusions at the end of this day. So Piero, it was a really intense day, wasn't it? And it was filled with content and information and ideas. So let us try if the mic works now. Yes, it does. So an intense day, yes. Thank you to everyone for participating, for the content you shared with us, starting from the morning's panel. We've seen that Farming for Future is a project that has attracted consensus on the fact that biogas done right is green possible. So then in the afternoon, I have to say that we really made a first step ahead, deepening all these topics. And undoubtedly, Green Possible is a journey that we have started, and we have tried to make this platform available, consisting of 10 actions, and we have tried to find a common ground revolving around this platform to then be able to take concrete steps. I will start from the afternoon's panel that focused on industrial chains, because I think it's the newest one in the sense that it testifies to the fact that the approach adopted by companies through their representatives is really changing. This is what we heard from the representatives today. A cattle breeder in the Parmesan supply chain does not just look at how many liters of of milk a cow produces. It starts looking at the way in which the animal is fed. If it starts looking at animal well-being, and the resources invested in this connection are quite sizable today. Two great cooperatives such as Cavillo and Granarolo have made a huge effort in terms of investments and in terms of rewarding their cattle breeder in connection with projects that are focused on sustainability. And we were able to understand how CGBI, the beet chain and the oil chain, in fact, are challenging themselves, asking themselves what is their carbon absorption potential, how to improve irrigation, how to make a better use of water. In the case of the beet chain, we know that there are many innovations also in the team in terms of rotation crops. As a farmer, as a farming entrepreneur, I can tell you that we looked at fields to understand how much they can produce today. We look at them in terms of how much we can be efficient in production. So this change of paradigm, which is part of Biogas Done Right, is quite possible. Why is it so? Because it puts together economic, social, and environmental sustainability. Today, the experiences we have gained in the countryside in terms of increasing rotations, second crops, use of waste in digester, the use of waste is done for environmental purposes, but also because it is cost effective. So it's financially efficient. Why? Well, but to become efficient from a financial standpoint, we need to stimulate the firms to invest. Double crops require investment in farmer machinery. Reducing the use of diesel oil means that you have to invest in tractors that are fueled with different fuels, as C and H explained to us. But all these things are absolutely green possible. The panel in which we then focused on the European approach with an in-depth analysis of many aspects, has demonstrated that today Brussels represents a turning point in the direction we want to take. And so as a country, we must be able to share this model and to bring it to a further level, because the next period will be a very complex one, with the directives having a direct impact on our sector. Today, our minister, this morning, the minister made a very formal statement, and he gave us the message that these topics are at the center of the government's agenda and that this model is supported. And I wish to thank President Gallinella for being with us here in person, and to highlight that over these years where for our sector it seemed difficult to even reach small results, we still were able to obtain something. And I think that the greatest result we achieved was this awareness of the path we need to follow. And today we are at a turning point. I am proud to represent a group of companies, of firms, that in the past 10 years have invested some 5 billion euros in the primary sector. I'm speaking about farm companies and industrial companies because many of these investments were supported also by the industrial sector that has favored farm companies at a time of great regulatory difficulties. So we represent a turning point in a sense, and honestly, because I know the people who are members of our group and our world, we are ready to do just the same. So, Mr. President, we are ready to do the same. It's not important what resources there are in the recovery and resilience plan, but today what we need is to have rules, clear rules that can be applied. Let us also speak with the Commission, because very often people say that the Commission then does things on its own, but we have to cooperate with them. And as a country, we must have the honor of and the courage to protect this heritage. So today we must give farm companies rules to allow them to reinvest, to make sure that this heritage continues to be enhanced and given added value. Tomorrow we will speak about energy-related topics that are more related to the set of solutions that we can adopt, and how biomethane, which represents 50% of biogas, but still biogas is what we're talking about, how biomethane represents a great resource to build up an alliance that is even stronger between the farming world and the Italian manufacturing world. So we've got whole entire districts that, thanks to the production of biomethane, could have a very significant competitive edge in terms of their development towards globalization. Tomorrow we will address these topics, and I'm quite sure that this mix will be illustrated to you. Well, we have our model and ideas very clear in mind. In the past 3 years together with my colleagues, we have worked hard to make proposals, to come up with position papers. There are farm associations, there are environmental associations, all telling us that we have to go in this direction. We now ask for this vision to become concrete, to be turned into concrete steps, and I'm quite sure that with 2 or 3 key points, companies will continue in the direction of green possible. It is a journey. Those who like traveling know that it's not so much important where you're heading to, but the journey to get there. We know what our final destination is, very clear in our minds, but also our journey is, because we want to refer to values such as skill, professionalism, participation in the decision-making process that was always at the center of the action of CIB. So together we head towards this green possible destination. Thank you. Thank you, Ms.